It's Sting! A man called Sting! That's what we're talking about on today's WrestleZone News Flash. That's right. Why even have theme music? Let's get right into it. Reported plans for that man called Sting to compete in the ring in All Elite Wrestling. Of course, it was the big shocking news last week on AEW Dynamite on TNT, besides Kenny Omega winning the AEW Championship and going over to Impact with it. We'll have full coverage of that tonight, going into tomorrow. But this is a crazy one. Sting, who last time we saw him in the ring was with WWE, appearing at some of their events last year, and of course suffering a major in-ring injury with Seth Rollins some years ago. And many people thought, for a more vintage-aged superstar of wrestling, that this would end his career. It has been stated that he has spinal stenosis, that is a very serious injury, and that if he was going to do anything in AEW, that maybe he'd be more of a manager, maybe he'd be more of a complimentary character. Well, looks like things are a little bit different. The report coming in today from Justin Barrasso of Sports Illustrated. He states many different things about how Sting and AEW president Tony Khan have a collaborative relationship, and that they want something different than his relationship with Vince McMahon and WWE. Khan is said to have worked tirelessly on making this signing happening, and no one else knew about it until it was a done deal, including the other 4 executive vice presidents, Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes, and the Young Bucks. They didn't know about it until the deal was finalized. As far as actual Dynamite appearance went down, Sting's arrival was clearly a planned segment that always had Darby Allin and Cody Rhodes being saved from Team Taz. Additionally, Khan was adamant that Tony Schiavone used the iconic "It's Sting" call when he appeared on the show. Sting will be on this week's Dynamite. He will speak. Tony Schiavone will interview him, along with Shaquille O'Neal of NBA fame. Of course, Shaquille O'Neal doing TNT coverage of NBA basketball. So a big move by AEW Dynamite here. But obviously the details you want to know about. Is Sting going to wrestle? Is Sting going to get in the ring? Are we going to see Scorpion Deathlock? Is he going to hit some people, crack some people over the skull with a baseball bat? Are we going to see the Stinger do a Stinger splash? Are we going to see him in the ring, physical, in his 60s, by the way? So, where do things stand with that? Well, this is the interesting part from one Mr. Justin Barrasso, Sports Illustrated, tip of the old beanie to him there. It now is appearing that there is plenty of speculation that Sting is wrestling in AEW. It is noted there are plans for him to step into the ring in AEW, but it wouldn't be a weekly thing. Barrasso also mentioned cinematic matches and tag team matches as some of the possibilities of physicality here with the Stinger. This is a big deal. What do you think? In the comments below, jump down there. Let me know what you think. Cinematic matches, that opens up a lot of different things for Sting there. We saw Undertaker, someone that, many people say his best in-ring days are behind him, but then he had, one of the more talked about matches for WWE this year with AJ Styles in the Boneyard match. A match like this could really, really help out Sting and really could hide any physical limitations he might have in terms of what he can and can't do. A tag team match could do that as well. So, seems like we're going to get some special moments from Sting in AEW. Other wrestling news we're covering today at WrestleZone.com. WWE, they've gotten criticized the past few years for how they book shows around the holidays. Specifically a few years ago, while Matt Hardy was still with the company, his wife, Rebby Hardy, was very vocal on Twitter, saying that Christmas was ruined in September of 2017 when they learned that Matt Hardy would be performing on Christmas Day. And then they would be working New Year's Day as well of that year, going into 2018. Well, things are a little bit different this year. Christmas falls on a Friday, and it is typical for WWE SmackDown to be live on the Fox network. Has been since last October. And while Christmas has been live for them in the past, they're not going to do that this year. It appears they're going to be taping the show in advance. Maybe this will make it a little bit easier for the crew, not just the in-ring wrestlers, but everybody who's involved with the show. But with WWE being at the Thunderdome, their first show at the new Thunderdome at Tropicana Field, home of the Tampa Bay Rays. Maybe it'll be a little bit easier, because you have everyone kind of stationary, quarantine rules. We don't know what that life is like within that bubble. Are people living within that bubble? We don't know the exact parameters of that just yet, but good on them. Other news we have, we obviously know WWE is doing TLC on the 20th, but they've confirmed that December 21st will be the date of the 2020 Slammy Awards. You can check out our other videos breaking down all the different nominees for that. We also have news up now at WrestleZone.com about the great news for Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. They just had a baby. Congratulations to them. And the new spinoff of the Vice TV docuseries Dark Side of the Ring, The Dark Stories of Wrestling, is now going to have dark stories of football and 90s culture. Go check that out right now at WrestleZone.com. If you like this video, check out the other videos we have on Facebook and YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, like, all that good stuff, and check me out on the WrestleZone podcast, WrestleZone Wrap-Up. We also have those on Facebook and YouTube for you as well. And remember, when watching wrestling, please enjoy wrestling.